Well, hi you guys. Today I wanted to get up here. Somebody, had done a video and was talking about, the struggles that people go through, and it inspired me to do a video about this. And well, for years I have dealt with some mental illness. It's something I've dealt with, I would say about 12, 15 years. And, well, about 11 years ago, I had a little girl. She, I was real sick with her when I was pregnant, and, when she was born, they rushed her to NICU. That's a special ICU for infants, newborns and stuff, and children. And it's up there at the Children's Hospital close to where I live at. And she stayed up there for about 10 days. She came home, and about 2 days after she came home, she passed away. And that's been almost 11 years ago. This year will be 11 years. And it took a lot out on me. She would have been 11 this year, and she passed away about 2 weeks after she was born. Not quite 2 weeks old, but she was right there close to 2 weeks old. And I was going to have my tubes tied, but I didn't. And then, I had my youngest child, and he's 9 now. He'll be 10 this year in November. And I also got a 17, almost 18-year-old son. And, time goes on. My family, some people in my family deals with a lot of mental illness. My mom, she's got mental illness. And as time goes on, she had to end up staying with us. A lot of issues had took place where she couldn't, the place she was staying at was taking all her money. And won't her giving her none at all. This is how these nursing homes, the rest homes and all that are. They about take every bit of your money. And not leaving you hardly nothing to even spend on a turd, let alone anything else. And it's sad. And my mom, she wanted to break free from that. And me and my younger brother, we both agreed, that we thought, we're thinking that's a good idea. Because she needed some more independence. She was never the type of person that liked to be dependent on. She don't like to be dependent on somebody else. She was always the type of person, she was kind of independent. She raised 3 children. My older brother, he's handicapped mentally and physically. He's got a mind of a 1 2-year-old child. But then, as time goes on, my husband, he's already dealing with his own health issues with glaucoma, high blood pressure, slip disc in his back, and everything. And, excuse me, and, back in September of this past year, 2016, I ended up going to the hospital, to the emergency room, and then I was sitting back. I wanted to come back home. I had my first stroke I wanted to come back home. I felt better. There was, that was a smaller stroke, so it didn't affect me that much. Not even 24 hours later, another stroke hit me, and then I had a seizure right behind it. So here I go back into the emergency room, and that time they said, you're going to stay. So I ended up staying there for about 5 to 7 days at the hospital. At that point, I couldn't walk. And if I did, it was barely. I probably made maybe up to 5 steps, and I was ready to go back because I was not having it. And I was being so somehow anyway. I'm the type of person, I can't stand pain. And so they ended up putting me in a rehab, and I stayed there for probably about 2 weeks. And I got out in like mid-October, almost the last of October. And I was in a wheelchair. I went from not walking to being in a wheelchair to walking with a walker. And now I'm not using any kind of help. And, but here recently, this last week, my husband went to the hospital. We knew he had about 2 or 3 slip discs, but we found out that he has got up to total 7 to 8 slip discs. 2 of the slip discs is causing nerve damage and stuff, and a lot of other stuff going on in his right shoulder. He's a right-hander, and they're telling him he's going to start learning how to do some more things with his left hand. They want to do surgeries and all that, and they said with him being the way he is, there's a real great chance he could be paralyzed, and my husband's not up for surgery that's going to do that because he's the type of person that likes to be outside. He is a outdoors person and wants to be independent like that, and he's not looking for being independent. He is not looking for that. And so right now we're trying to maybe talk to doctors into somehow maybe at least get rid of the pain in his right shoulder. Because that's what's keeping him awake a lot. And he said the other slip disc he could deal with on his back. He's been dealing with it for a long time anyway, and where he had fell years ago at a construction site, he dealt with the back being like it is for years and years, and that happened back in the 90s. So, he's dealt with it for quite a bit of years, so, he's not the type of person that you want to keep him sitting and staring at 4 walls the way he is. And, sometimes I worry. I don't need to worry. I never had blood pressure problems until I had these strokes. And I always was kind of like a worrier, but now we're to the point where I'm worrying so bad right now because I'm worried at any moment my husband could be paralyzed. My mom, with her being like she is, and there's a chance that she could end up having worse her illnesses and stuff, and I'm worried if I'm not going to have another stroke. It puts a lot on me. It puts a lot on my family. And I'm worried about my children. Are they going to be able to grow up and have their mom and dad? And it's just a lot that you put on your mind. And I shouldn't worry. I should be thanking my blessings that I'm still living. To see my children grow up. To see my family, you know. And, my brother's got the prettiest 2 children in the world. I love them to pair pieces. And, yeah, it's just a whole lot. But, one thing I have learned since I've had them strokes, though, is not to sweat over the little stuff. Because before I had the strokes, I was worrying about every little crook and cranny. I worried about how people thought about me, what they were saying about me. And now I could care less. I mean, there's going to be people that's going to hate me for the rest of my damn life, and there's people that's going to love me for the rest of my life. And I can't force people to hate me. I can't force people to like me. I'll put it that way. Because people's going to hate you, people's going to like you to the day you die. People going to talk about you to the day you die too. So, even beyond your death, people going to talk about you. So I got to the place where I'm not sweating it that much anymore, because you're going to have haters no matter what. They can kiss your tail. Is the way I say it. They can kiss my tail. Because I ain't worried about them. These haters ain't no more than just wanting to sit there and hate somebody else. But if the tables were turned on them, they wouldn't want somebody to hate them. But I can about guarantee you, if there was somebody that hated them, they would be over there squalling and carrying on. And, that's bad. You better sit there and thank your lucky stars that you got another day to live. And, and make an impact on somebody. That's what you need to be doing. Instead of hating on somebody, you need to be making an impact. Do what's best for somebody. Just, if it ain't nothing but going to somebody else's video and say, hey, good video, thumbs up, great video, I like that. I like that video. You know what I mean? It's nothing more than just putting that up there. That's what makes the world go round, not hate. Hate is a bad word. It just is. Hate is a bad word. And the more people hate, you're not furthering yourself. You're really not. You're not furthering yourself. You're holding yourself back by hating something. You really are. So you might as well take heed of this. Move forward. Quit hating. If nothing else, you may not like a person, but if you be nice to them, it's all part of being here on this earth. Because the more you hate, it just brings years off of your life. It really does. It takes years off of your life, the more you hate. So I'm going to get off in here, and I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And talk to y'all later.